Hey everybody, it's Brad at Dayport Brothers LLC out in Versailles, Ohio. Going to do another walk around video followed by an operational video on this 1990 Ford 6610 Series 2 tractor that came in and we're putting up for sale. Like always, I'll walk around, I'll talk about the features and functions. I'll get up close to everything, then of course we'll fire it up. We'll run it through its paces. We'll show you the pins up front, we'll show you the 3-point, the PTO, let you hear the engine, show you the brakes are good. As always, if you are in the market for a used tractor, a used piece of ag equipment, or a used piece of construction equipment, please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video. Your likes and subscriptions help other people who are looking for equipment find our videos and find our machines, and we truly, truly do appreciate it. All right, like I said, this one's a 1990 Ford 6610 Series 2 OROPS, two-wheel drive. It's got a farmhand GL 520 front loader, dual power, 16 forward, 4 reverse gear transmission, 2 rear remotes, 1 is open, 2 sets of rear wheel weights, 2,217 hours on a good working tach. Here in a little bit we'll fire it up, we'll show you the pins up here, show you what play they have in them, and I'll get up close to everything. You'll see here the loader's nice, still pretty darn bright for the black paint. Fairly straight. You'll see there's some chips here just along the way, some scuffs and scratches. I don't know how well you can see there's some scuffs in the paint, a couple paint chips here, but pretty darn straight as far as that goes. No major dents or dings. I don't see anything that looks like it's been busted or cracked or welded anywhere. Front tire on this side, I'm gonna say we're probably 50% tread depth. I think I'm being pretty fair there. Just a tiny little bit of weather checking starting in there. I don't know that you guys can even see it on the camera. There's a little bit there, but definitely life left here in that front tire. Taking a little step back, looking at the front rim on this side. As you can see there, that white paint's pretty bright. It's got some little bit of surface rust showing through, just where paint has kind of gotten thin over the years. Some chips and little scuffs and scratches around the edge of the rim. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Come back here, we'll look at this rear fender on this side. Pretty straight there. Again, just typical, got a little bit of surface rust starting here where that white paint's getting a little thin. It is a 90 model tractor, but pretty darn straight. I don't see any major dents or dings, and that white paint is fairly bright still. Underneath the fender, same thing. Again, you can see just some little speckles of surface rust just from the age, but pretty nice overall. Taking a look here at this rear tire on this side, I'm gonna say we're about 20-25% tread depth. I think I'm being pretty fair there. As you can see, there is some weather checking starting here, just kind of showing their age. They are holding air good. A little bit of weather checking here on the sidewall as well. Taking a little step back, looking at the rear rim on this side. Again, that white paint is pretty decent for the age, but you'll see there's some surface rust kind of starting in some spots where it's getting thin, some scuffs and scratches. Nothing out of the ordinary. Like I said, rear wheel weights. Coming back, taking a look at the 3-point. Everything looks good there. They do have the expandable 3-point arms. Drawbar looks pretty good. 540 PTO. PTO cover's pretty decent. Everything back here on the rear end looks pretty good. Kind of go slow here and pause so you can kind of see everything there. Everything looks good. Nothing out of the ordinary here on this rear end. Back side of this fender looks pretty good. The inside of that fender looks good. Same thing over here. Inside of that fender looks pretty darn good. The fenders are pretty square, really. Underneath this fender, same thing as the other side. Just a little bit of surface rust in there where the paint is getting a little thin from its age. Looking at the rear tire on this side, matches up pretty well to the other side. Maybe just a little bit shorter tread depth on this side than the other side. These bars look like they're just a little more wore down than the other side. Same thing as far as weather checking goes though. You can see it there. Same thing in the sidewall, there's just a little bit of weather checking starting. Taking a little bit of a step back, looking at the rim on this side. A couple of small spots where the paint's chipped off that the other side didn't really have. Otherwise that white paint is fairly bright still, but there are some paint chips there you can see. rear wheel weights on this side as well. And then the fender itself up top, pretty darn straight here. A couple little scuffs and scratches, obviously. Front side of it looks good. Coming to take a look at this front tire. Actually, this side is better than the other side. This one looks like it's probably more, I don't know, 75-80% tread depth, really. I'd say this tire's been replaced, obviously, at some point. No real weather checking to speak of there. One little nick right there in that middle tread bar. Front rim on this side is pretty similar to the other. You can see some faint surface rust here on this side, but that white's fairly bright. A couple little chips and nicks around the edges and stuff. Nothing out of the ordinary there. Taking a good look at the loader arm on this side. Same as the other side. Pretty darn straight. I don't see anything that looks like it's been cracked or welded or plated anywhere on the loader arms. Just typical scuffs and little paint chips here and there. Same thing down here. You see some chips in the paint, some scuffs and scratches. Everything down here looks good, like I said. Some weld on hooks, probably for some flip over forks. Taking a good look at that front bucket. Pretty darn straight. I don't really see any big dents or dings. I don't really see any big bows in the bucket. Cutting edge is pretty straight and flat. Everything looks pretty good there. Same thing up here on this front. Just some paint chips. And taking a good look at the nose of the tractor. As you can see there, that blue paint is very, very bright, very reflective. You'll see there's some chips and scuffs and scratches along the sides, and we'll kind of try to get up close to that here in the decals, but a very, very nice tractor. Much nicer than a lot of them you'll see. Come over here and kind of get up close. You can see some chips in the paint here and there. Again, a couple over here, but it's very, very bright and reflective. Take a look at the side of the engine here. Let's see if I can get my camera down in there good. Sorry, a little hard to maneuver this camera in there. But as you can see there, pretty dry. I don't see any oil or diesel running down the side of the block. Does have a block heater there hanging down. Everything down here on the oil pan looks good. Front axle on this side, everything looks good there. We'll go take a look at the other side. The other, kind of looking at the sheet metal here, you can see there's some paint chips pretty good around here, around the muffler and everything. That paint's chipping and bubbling there. Some down here and some right here. Some scuffs in the decal. A couple spots up here. Same thing up here. Take a look over here at the side of the engine. Again, I'll try to pause here and let you see good. Nice and dry. There's some paint peeled off the side there, you can see. But I don't see any oil or diesel running down the side of the block anywhere. Same thing there where the head and the block come together. Everything looks really good in there. Front axle on this side, everything looks good there. We'll take a look at the operator station. Just some paint wore off here where you step on and off, where your boot sits. Same thing down here on the clutch pedal, still has quite a bit of the original paint. Taking a good look at the seat. That bottom seat cushion looks pretty good. I don't see any cuts or tears, maybe just a real small little nick in it down there. Same thing with the backrest, everything looks pretty good there. Over here, brake pedals and throttle pedals still look really good. Loader controls. The glass is a little foggy down here, but you can see 2,217 hours. Like I said, the hour meter does work. Up here again, kind of getting a good look. There's some scuffs and scratches, like I said, but that paint is very bright. Some paint chips there. Very bright and reflective though, as you can see. Gear shift levers, everything looks good there. Down here on the sides. These were very, very good tractors. Very popular back in their day. All right, like I said, this one's a 1990 6610 Series 2, 2,217 hours. Lots of photos on our website. That's listed down below in the description. If you have any questions, comment down below. We'll try to answer them for you. We'll fire it up, get right into an operational video.